Everybody, it's Lynn from Lynn's Craft Designs. This is going to be the beginning of the Halloween witchy apothecary bottles. Not all of them will be bottles, but anyway, this one is the Ghost Tears. Simple, but really cute. The only thing, I still can't find my Shrinky Dinks, so it's gonna be polymerclay instead. I mean the tag. This is just black Primo rolled out on a 3 that I have stamped with this, I think it was a Sculpey. But I mean, like 20 years ago. This one is a brick. I stamped the black clay. And this is just a pattern that I created just to make this a little easier on myself. Okay? So, I made the pattern like that. But first, I'm going to color it with some pan pastels. Okay, that one goes there. I'm trying to keep them in the appropriate stack. Don't know why. Oh yeah, okay, that's what I'm wanting right there. Okay, now I'm gonna think a minute. Hold on. Okay, this is just an old paintbrush. Really needs to be thrown away. I'm trying not to get this to crackle or whatever, to break. There we go. Okay. Now I will probably have to go over the pan pastels. Okay, that's actually not that bad. Okay. A little bit of back and forthness there. Okay. Now, I'm actually going to bake this just like this. Okay. 275. It'll only need like 15 minutes or so. Alright, we'll bake it and I'll be back. Okay, and since you missed it the first time, I'm going to do it again. Just like that. Okay. Now, I need to get the pan pastels back out. You can also use, dry brushing acrylic paint. You could use mica powders if you wanted that shimmery effect. You could even use the Prima waxes, like the rust and the charcoal black, or whatever color you want. When I did this the first time, I used copper clay with a different texture sheet that had a more cobblestone look than this one. Okay, so I'm gonna get the pan pastels back out and then we'll be back. Okay, these are the pan pastels. I bought them in a set, but you can also buy them individually. Every crafter's favorite. Magenta Extra Dark. That's what this one's called. This is another line. Black. That's what that one's called. But the ones we're using, this one is the red iron oxide. Okay. And no, if you're a crafter and you expect to stay clean, find another hobby. Okay. Now, this other one is the Phthalo Blue Extra Dark. Now, unlike some of your other pastels, these definitely will color over each other. Case in point, I'm going to go over that Phthalo Blue Extra Dark with the red iron oxide some more. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm liking it. Now, all of that was for not much, but anyway, I say that. Okay, now, this is a slice of paper is all it is. And I'm going to cut it where the bricks will go around the cap. Okay. If I can find my X-Acto knife. That's right here beside me. Now, I was cutting very gingerly because I don't have this on the tile, which I should do. Okay. Now then. Now, so obviously I did not cut the bottom edge, as you can probably tell. So, okay, something like that. Then I've chosen a circle that is larger than the lid of that, whatever you want to call it. And I'm actually going to go right okay. All that for that. Just don't go this way. Let's save this for some beads or something. Alright. That 275 would be like 15 minutes or so. Now, keep in mind when I say 15 minutes, this is all going to bake again. So even though the 15 minutes will cure it, it's going to be in there a lot longer. So, 15 minutes and I'll be back. Okay, here it is out of the oven. This is going to be a cute one. The next thing we need to do is we need to make some little bones. I actually need to make quite a few bones, because quite a few of these projects are going to require some bones. So, these two are rather small. This one is going to be kind of big. But it's super easy. I mean, you're going to be saying, Lynn, really? This is what you're teaching today. Well, sometimes. This is just a silicone tool. You can use whatever your tool of choice is. There's one end. Maybe a little bit deeper on the detail there. Okay. And here's the other end. I told you. You're going to be thinking I'm crazy. Hey, get out of the way. And with Halloween coming up pretty soon, you could say that in January, the bones will come in handy. So I'm gonna make, I don't know, maybe 10 of these little bones. I'll make some smaller ones, some bigger ones. Alright. Now let's try. Okay. A little bit of liquid Sculpey under the bone. Okay. Now I'm going to put another. Okay, first of all, I have to apologize. I did make the label and glue it on last night. But don't worry, I'll be making another label for the tile. Okay, it'll look pretty much just like that. Okay. Now this is one that I made as a test, okay, just earlier this week. Because when I made the originals, this is an original, I made them years ago, and I don't even know how many years ago. I could look, but okay, this one is Newt's eyeballs. Okay, but this is what I'm talking about. That's why I'm so upset I can't find my shrinky dinks. This is stamped incised in the shrinky dink and then dabbed with alcohol ink. Okay. Now when I originally made this one, I didn't put the eyeball on the top, or the ball on the top. It's an eyeball. It's the same color his eyes are. Because I didn't know what I wanted at the time, so I just left it off. But this one is just stamped polymer clay, black clay again. And then the Newt is also black clay that I just put, looks like the Prima wax. And then when I did the ball, I did them with chameleon flakes. I don't know if y'all can see what I am seeing. But when you look, it looks like an eyeball. There's copper colored pupil, let's say, and then the yellow of the rest of the eyeball, cornea, whatever. It is so color change right in your face. No matter how you turn it, like right now, the yellow circles the copper. But when I turn it this way, the yellow circles the copper. So where it was yellow before, now it's copper. It's amazing. Alright, so you can look back. I don't know how long it's been since I did these, but years ago. And yes, I have this one too, the black cat bones, somewhere. I don't even want to know. In the over 600 pieces of jewelry that I have. Okay, so I worked out where I'm wanting the black cat. Okay. Oh my goodness. Alright. So this is my pattern. And this is just how my thought processes work. Sorry. Okay. Okay. This is a ball tool. Bigger ball on the end and a little bitty one. I'm going to take the little bitty one. And this is just a guide, really. Alright. I know it seems ridiculous, but it is, because I don't draw cats. Not that I have anything against cats, but I'm a dog person. I'm a large dog person. Large dogs. Not to say I'm not large myself. Okay. This is Primo, rolled out on my thickest setting, and then folded in half. So double my thickest setting. Okay. Now then. Sorry, I just have to tilt it up a little bit to get the light to change where I can see it. Alright, now that is the cat basically. Till we come to the bottom. I want to do his tail where it neatly covers where his feet would be. Now, cat's feet are really easy. It's not because I'm trying to not do their feet. It's because I'm trying to get him to fit on the on the little vessel we created. Alright. Now that looks like crap. But that's why we did it to double thickness. Did I not cut that? I know I did. Again. Alright. This furring tool is very manipulativable. My mouth is just not working this morning, sorry. Okay. There's his tail. Okay. Okay, once again, I'm gonna say this. When you're doing really any kind of project, but when you're doing something like this, it's gonna come to a point where you hate it. You want to crumble it up and start all over. Don't. Okay, I'm gonna say a tiny ball size that I can't let go of. And my ball tool again. The small side. Okay, and I'm going to put it for a nose. Oh. Shape it down a little bit. Okay. Okay, the only thing I did off camera was slide my blade under that cat to remove it from the tile. This is liquid Sculpey. Okay, that's it. Now, if I figured this all out right, okay, Yeah. Okay. I'm going to wrap this around this little vial. Now it's not going to want to stick because it's baked clay and raw clay. Alright. So you're going to have to kind of coax it around. That liquid clay won't necessarily help it stick until it's baked. Okay. Don't worry about distorting the image, although a light touch is what you need. If I'm ever known for saying anything, that's probably going to be it. Alright. Now I'm going to take my finger again. This time pressing kind of hard. Yeah, that helped, didn't it? I get asked all the time, how do you work with such long fingernails? Which half the time they're not, but I've had nails literally since I was 15. My mom had really long nails. And so I guess I was just trying to mimic her. But I've always taken good care of my nails. I've never been to a manicurist. Never had my nails done professionally. Okay, now, that difficult part in the middle. Now we can go back and fix everything we just messed up. Now, of course, you could do him a scared black cat and do the furring out to the back, but I'm just wanting him to be like an alley cat. Okay. You saw how tempted I was to do that furring in the wrong direction. Okay. Now, that's all except for right on top of his head up here. Now, unfortunately, I may have actually made the lid where it won't come off. I'll have to bake it first to be able to tell. I mean, bake the cat. Okay. Now once again, with the brush off tool, once again, I'm going to just reinforce his little detail of his face. Do his back leg. Get the drawing tool back. Okay. Now, let me see. Use my knitting needle again. Just because it was covering a little too much of that. Okay, here it is out of the oven. Now the lid does come off and on. It's got some cat bones inside, some polymerclay cat bones. Okay, I have put a jump ring and 3 little strands of, this is antique gold or bronze, whatever you want to call it. And then I have made up some bead clusters. Now these are glass beads. This is an orange crackle bead. This one is a clear, I think it's a pressed glass bead. Same thing, glass crackle bead and a glass pearl. Lavender glass crackle beads, and this one is a metal bead. Okay, these are tiny little, I think they're 6s, glass beads, and this is an acrylic heart. Same thing here, these are, I believe they are also 6s and maybe 4s, and this is an acrylic cube. And then we have the, yeah, although I may be gonna use this one, just because that silver doesn't match with our rest of our, yeah, project. Okay. Now we still need to make the, the tag. There we go. I was about to say, and even with glasses, this is hard. There we go. So there's one. Alright. I'm actually going to do a little work. I'm going to think about this a minute. I don't like that silver. Right there. So I'm going to try. I'm going to make a an eye pin for it, just out of a head pin. And I haven't showed this in probably years. Okay. Super simple. Well, simple for me anyway. I'm going to cut that head off. Okay. Then I'm going to clamp that down basically right in the middle. I know against black it's really hard to see. It's this folded paper towel might be better. Alright, I'm just going to bend it down. I'm going to cross over the legs, and then I'm going to twist. Okay, now if it was just going into raw clay, I would leave those legs on there. But since it's going into already baked, alright, I'm just gonna take this one out. They're not super glued in or anything, so they come out really easy. But since this is not a piece of jewelry, it really doesn't matter. Okay, there we go. Now we can continue on. Okay, now for that cat bone, need to start it up pretty high. Okay, something like that. Alright, I'm going to continue on and put the rest of these on and leave a space, and we'll come back and make the other tag. Alright. Okay, this is just some black Primo rolled out on the 3 that I roughly cut out and then did a little border around it. Alright, I'm going to bake this for 15 minutes. Okay. Here it is. This is just a piece of cardstock that I traced it out on, and then went in about 1/4 inch. But before I cut this out, I'm gonna try to fit black cat bones. It's got a fairly broad nib. do a better job on that B this time. Y'all, please understand. I did have a stroke about 6 years ago. So it did affect some of my fine motor skills. It really did. Mainly the walking, a little bit of the talking, and just a little bit of my hand movement, my right hand movement. Although most of that has come back, I still have a few areas that just never came back the same. Okay, now this is the Ranger Distress Ink, and this one is called the Vintage Photo. Just got a little makeup sponge. Just gonna distress the edges just a little bit. Okay, and then with what's left on my sponge, just gonna kind of give it a distressed look. Okay, there we go. This is just Aleene's tacky glue that every time I use it, gotta poke it. And yes, I know I could put a pin in the end. But if I put a pin at the end, then it couldn't stand. It couldn't stand upside down. I had already put a hole. Okay, I'm just going to glue that into place. Just give it a very few minutes. This Aleene's Tacky Glue is a really great product. It dries really, it sets up really quick. I'd say 5 minutes that'll be set up. In a good 15 minutes it'll be dry. Alright, so that is the last step. Wiping the glue off of my pen. So that is the last step, just putting Hold please. It's a cat bone. Alright, now I've got 2 jump rings. may have been unnecessary, but I really should have ordered some new antique gold ones, or bronze, or whatever color you want to call it, because this is the largest size I've got left, and I don't have many of those. And then I'll take the smaller one. Put it up pretty close to the all right, and there we have it. It may seem like a lot for the tassel, but I like that look. Very cute. Very cute. And like I said, I'll put a picture so you can see a comparison. The old one and the new one. Okay. For the first one, black cat bones, and then the one that we did off camera, the ghost tears. Sorry, turn this around the right direction. Okay. Now the ghost tears one, the only thing, the only bead that I made for this one, other than the tag, I made a tiny little tear. That's just from translucent Cernet. Okay, and then I'll throw in the newt's eyeballs, even though I am planning to make another of the newt's eyeballs. Hey. Okay, this one is more the size the first round was, so they're not much bigger, just a tiny bit, but there we go. And this one as well, I didn't make any of the beads or anything on this one. That was a bought bead. It is plastic, I believe. But boy, it's heavy. It is heavy. Alright, there we go. The first round of the Halloween Witches Appothecary bottles. I would love to have shown y'all the witches bottle, the ghost tears bottle. I did that in offline just to re-familiarize myself, if you want to call it that, with the whole process. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope this was not too long a video. There are a lot of steps. I do understand that. The next one should be simpler. Hopefully. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like everybody's video you watch, y'all. As far as I know, it still helps. They could change that at any time, I promise. Y'all really are so important to me. The whole reason that I do this channel is for a gift to y'all. I've never taught. I know some people will be surprised, but I've never taught except for online. My aunt, my mother's sister, is a teacher, or was a teacher, an elementary school teacher. I have no idea how she did it. She did like 1st grade through 3rd grade, I think, at different times, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Like I said, I don't know how she did it. How could you do it? A whole classroom full of little kids that don't want to pay attention. That's all I got to say. Having one was enough. Thank y'all again. Bye for now.